Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Now joining us in studio, we have Jennifer Sanchez from Steered Straight. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Steered Straight. You got a thrift shop, but there's a lot more to it. Tell us a little bit more about Steered Straight.
Sure. Well, Steered Straight, the actual ministry part has been going on for 18 years now. That is run by a husband and wife duo, that Michael DeLeon and Darla. They go to schools all over the country and they talk to students about drug and alcoholism, suicide and bullying, and vaping. And typically the programs in the rooms, they can go 60 minutes, but they like to do like a 90-minute presentation because he does have slideshows and stories and his own personal story too. So yeah, he goes around and does that.
What types of feedback do you get from students out there?
Oh, lots. So like the biggest one is the vaping right now, because he will get into the nitty gritty of what vaping does and what's actually doing to the brain, and especially for very young brains that are not developed, because they are not fully developed until they're 21. So young brains that are not even developed, and they are vaping in grade schools. It is sad, and it's because they'll get a hold of brother or sister's vape pen or mom and dad's vape pen, and mom and dad doesn't care apparently. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that one, but he will talk to students about all that kind of stuff, and he's got a bucket up front, and people will turn in vape pens all the time and say that they are done vaping. Suicide is another big one. He will get probably 2 or 3 from different schools that will say, I've been bullied. Because of your testimony, what you told us, I've actually gone and go talk to a teacher or my parents about what's going on. So suicide is kind of another hit home on that one. He will touch on drugs and alcoholism, and the drugs I'd probably say is a little bit more high school, maybe in that sense. Actually, with alcohol and young adults today, it's so low. It's on the low. It's on the low. So that's actually not his biggest things. It's more the vaping and the suicide.
It seems like in the news over the past, I'd say, year or so, we've heard a lot about suicides, and it looks like kids are getting younger and younger who are committing suicide.
Yeah.
I read one story about an 11-year-old.
Yeah, and it's that social media. It's the social media. It's not just your school bully that you see at lunch anymore. It's you get bombarded, and they've got their phones in front of their faces 24/7, and they hear that negativity over and over again. And unfortunately, this is even uglier. AI. There's AI apps that actually there's a family that's suing right now that the AI app helped convince their kid to commit suicide. So even like AI is jumping on board on that.
Wow.
So if a kid is like looking for things saying, well, I feel like I'm ugly. Well, yeah, you're ugly. So it's terrible. It's absolutely, so it's not even human anymore.
That's
it's
insane.
a computer. It's a computer that will downgrade you and make you and belittle you.
The world is a crazy place.
Oh gosh.
I mean, and it's only gotten crazier, it seems like.
It has. When I talk to anybody who's my age, we always go, I loved our teens. I loved our young 20s. We did not have cell phones. We were around campfires. We were out cruising. We were at McDonald's. We were all over the place hanging out with people. I was a church kid. I grew up in church, so I was always a part of ministries somehow, or youth groups or youth camps. And oh gosh, I feel for my kids. And so I make my kids put their phones down all the time. Cause I'm like, nope, talk to somebody, make eye contact with somebody. We've lost the art of eye contact.
I've said it a million times. I'm glad we didn't have social media when I was growing up, because first of all, there's no telling what craziness I would have posted on there that probably would have never earned me a job in my life, or who knows what. But life was better without that need to check your phone 24/7. Oh yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. And if I can put my phone down, I do. Like I do social media for work. It was a weird but funny but sad meme that my husband told me, that somebody was like, well, I had plans to go do something, but I picked up my phone. I was going to go talk to so-and-so, but I picked up my phone. I was going to go get something from the refrigerator, but I picked up my phone. And isn't that just the truest statement in the world, is that you picked it up and all of a sudden you go to emails or social media and then it's 20 minutes later and you're like, oh yeah, I was going to go get some iced tea.
It's like a rabbit hole you go down and you can't turn around. I mean, some folks will be on it for hours on end.
Yeah, no, if I put my home, if I get home, my phone is lost somewhere. It's in the counter under something. I'm like, I'm done.
I like to accidentally leave it at home sometimes.
Yes. I know. Yeah.
But where you live in this world where, phones were supposed to make it easier on us, help us with our time scheduling and all that stuff. But it's made us too accessible.
It is. That darn app. It's those social apps. Get rid of those social apps. Just make your phone your phone.
That's right. Just delete all of those.
Delete all of it. Oh, I agree. Especially, yeah. I mean, it is very sad for our youth on what they're going through, and just that they've got to look a certain way and they got to fit in a certain way, or they got to buy certain things. Oh gosh, even my little nieces, my 11 and 12-year-old nieces, they're like, no, I have got to go into one of those beauty stores and I got to go buy this particular lip gloss. It's $23, by the way, because somebody on social media said, this is what I use and I love it, so therefore you need to go get it. So $23 for lip gloss.
Man.
Nope.
Yeah, you've got these social media influencers out there who are trying to, they target kids, they target teenagers and young adults, and man, they're convincing. They convince people to spend $40 on who knows what, like lipstick
ridiculous,
or whatever. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for my youth that I did not have that, and I've got a brain on me, and that I've got, I can see and I can make eye contact and I can say hello to people and shake people's hands. Like, it is really sad as a manager, because I do the hiring. Mm-hmm. So, and I typically hire young adults because I live the store's just a couple minutes down the road from MTSU. So I've got a lot of MTSU students and college students and high school students. And you'll be amazed in the interviews that they can't hold still for nothing. They can't look at me for nothing. And they're touching their pockets, and I know exactly what they're touching. They've got to make sure that phone is right there. And it's so sad. It's so sad to even try to do a 10-minute interview and just, it's very heartbreaking. It
sometimes comes across as somebody who is an addict, who's on drugs, and they haven't had that drug yet. Yes. And they're like kind of fiending for it.
It is. And you know what? It's not just a youth. Unfortunately, there's a lot of adults. There's a lot of adults that are just that scrolling away, and it's like, nope, life is around you. Oh, what gets me the most is when we go out to dinner and I see a table, and the whole table, a family a table, they all have their phones in their faces, or the adult has got the phone in their face and their 3-year-old is sitting across from them. Again, like, I just look at that and I think I've got 3 boys that we raised, and I go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't have that phone that was in my face. I'm so glad that was never there, and that we talked, we had interaction. Like, my kids, I think my oldest finally got like a DS at the age of 12. So that was like his first thing to ever get, and he could only play that on the weekends.
That's a good plan right there.
So,
I mean, you got adults now who sit around and play video games all day long.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's all very sad. All very sad. But yes, he talks about a lot of that with the youth, and not so much the phones or the social media aspect of it, but he gets to the nitty gritty of, the vaping and like I said, especially suicide. And
of course, vaping is not necessarily just nicotine that these kids are vaping. I mean,
it's not.
There's drugs now that you can get through vapes.
Well, even just the cartridge alone. So the cartridge alone, not even putting anything in it, no chemical in it whatsoever. The cartridge alone comes from China. It's not regulated. There's no CDC against it. There's nothing. There's 0 regulations. So even breathing in that cartridge alone, you're breathing in toxic metals. So not even the vape, not even the chemicals. You're right alone, just the cartridge. You've got toxic metals that you're breathing in. And then you add the other stuff. You add in the liquids, the vapes, whatever that might be. Then you're adding in also other stuff. And they all have nicotine. There is all an addiction. Even if somebody says this is just flavor, there's no addiction to it. Yeah, absolutely there is. Do your homework, do your research. There absolutely is addiction in all of that. So unfortunately it is, and it was all brought on by the smoking companies. So back in the 90s, that whole heart lung society, they saw that smoking was going down and they were losing their cigarette people. And so another small little company was coming up with just a vape idea, and they saw that and they went and bought out their company, and so the smoking company is the one that has created the flavors, is one's created everything. So they're just creating a different new smoking generation. So it was still them. It's still the cigarette people. It's not somebody else. It's still the cigarette people. And it was because they were losing money, and they wanted to develop another chemical to bring on a whole other generation of people who'd be addicted. So the cartridge alone has got metals in it that you are breathing in because there is no regulations whatsoever.
And what's wild is you've got some states like California, for example, they've outlawed different vape flavors. I mean, I think you could only get like the tobacco flavor or something, but I wonder why other states haven't at least tried that, because it seems like that's at least a step in, slowing it down maybe a little bit.
Maybe. I think what really needs to hammer down is I actually don't know why people who actually still smoke regular cigarettes are not mad about this. So when you go into concerts, venues, why is it that people can vape in there, but if you smoke, you got to go stand outside in a circle?
Yeah.
I think all companies need to start saying all vaping, all cigarette, anything. So anything that goes in your mouth and puffs out of your mouth needs to go outside. I think that would be definitely, because people will get tired of that. Because I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why back in the 90s that cigarette use went down, is because restaurants started banning it. They started saying, nope, you can't smoke in the restaurant no more. Bars started banning it. You can't smoke in the bars no more. And then that people are like, well, shoot, I don't want to have to go outside and go smoke. Yeah. I want to be a part of this, whatever's going on, this social interaction. So they need to do the same thing with vaping. And I do not know how people who actually still smoke a cigarette are not upset about that people can vape in a bar, but you can't smoke in a bar. It needs to be banned. Vaping across.
I still remember when you could smoke on airplanes. I remember as a kid being on an airplane and there's ashtrays in there and people were smoking. And I remember going to McDonald's and man, it reeked of smoke in most McDonald's.
Oh yeah, I was right at the tail end. The restaurant I was working in at 16 was just getting rid of that. So I was at the tail end of all that. So I was very happy because I didn't like going home smelling like cigarettes.
Yeah. Now, at Steered Straight Furniture and Thrift, you won't find smoking or vaping or any of that stuff.
You won't. Yeah, please do. If you vape in my store, I will ask you to stop nicely. If you do it again, I'll ask you to leave.
So outside of that,
yes.
you've got great deals on other stuff.
We do. So yes, our store, we are a non-for-profit. We are backing Michael and Darla to stay out there into schools and educate our youth. Absolutely. So we are zero on profits. It goes right back into keeping him out there because we don't want to leave any child behind, any school behind, because there's some schools that have money and some schools that don't have money. And we don't want to leave any of the schools that cannot afford to bring him out there, because it's kind of like DARE program. Once upon a time, all schools are allotted a little bit of fund money to bring in different programs, but obviously some have less than others. And that's where our profits keep him into schools that cannot pay him to stay there, because he wants to talk to every student. But yeah, our store, we've got the Halloween room is open. Everybody loves that room in there. So Halloween, fall, Thanksgiving, all the fun fall stuff is in a room. It used to be our antique room, but we've just kind of cleared that out to put all the fall stuff in there now. And then this weekend, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our boutique room, which is still boutique, that will be all 50% off in there, because we got to clean that out to turn that into Christmas. So the Christmas room will be open next Friday the 17th. So we've got a Christmas room. We'll have still a fall holiday room, but we got lots of rooms. We've got media, we've got linens, furniture. If anybody has furniture, gently used furniture that they need to get picked up, please give me a call at 615-896-5730. We do pickups on Wednesdays, so I can come and get even yard sale stuff too. But yeah.
And where is Steered Straight located?
Sure. So it's 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We are in the old sporting goods store, AG. So once upon a time, so if you know the borough, once upon a time it used to be called AG Sporting Goods Store. And next door, I guess, was a bread company once upon a time. So we're in that little shopping plaza right there.
And again, if anybody wants to learn more about Steered Straight, or the speaker, Michael, who goes to different schools, what is his full name so folks could look him up and maybe even hear some of his speeches on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yep, you can look up on YouTube, just putting the word Steered Straight Inc. or just any type of social media. I know we just got done talking about social medias.
Go to social media.
They can be good for God. So, yeah, Steered Straight or Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift. We have two different sites, but they are linked together. but his name is Michael DeLeon, so it's DeLeon. So yep, you can look up Michael DeLeon and see him on YouTube. Absolutely. So he's got movies out there. Kids Are Dying Young, Vaping Me Crazy. So there's different videos out there for you to watch for parents to kind of see signs, what to watch for. Absolutely. So yes, as much as we were just dogging on social media, it can be used for good.
That's right. That's right.
It can be used for good.
So again, Steered Straight, the thrift stores are what help to fund his mission, what he does on a regular basis, and pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
What are your hours at Steered Straight?
Sure. So we're Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 7. And then we're also Sundays, 11 to 5. We are closed on Mondays. I need a day off.
Yeah, everybody does. That's right. Maybe even try 2.
No. We're good. If I have a day, just give me a day. But yeah, we are Tuesday. We're Tuesday through Sunday.
And as we close, is there anything coming up?
Just like I said, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're gonna do the boutique room. It will be 50% off because, like I said, I gotta get that cleared up and ready for Christmas, to bring out Christmas.
I mean, these holidays come so quick, don't they?
They do, and you got to do them really fast when you're in retail.
Yeah. And they get earlier and earlier, it seems like.
I know. It kind of makes your heart sad a little bit, but I get through it.
Yeah, we'll just go back to the old days. No phones, none of that stuff.
I don't mind that thought at all. I don't mind a landline.
Yeah, it beats the thought of AIs becoming actors and all that weirdness.
It is. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of weirdness out there.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, again, Jennifer Sanchez with us this morning from Steered Straight. And again, Steered Straight Furniture and Thrift right here in Murfreesboro on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And again, in the old AG's building for those who have been here for a while. But yeah, easy to find.
It is. Yep. You can see us right from the road. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.